Hello, here is Mr. Ebrar again. And once again I am from Bright Future Academy. Yesterday you must have enjoyed the video I made about the importance of phonetics and phonology. So I have noticed that people have enjoyed it and people have asked me to continue the course. So yes, and I have agreed. Phonetics and phonology, this subject I will be teaching. I will be making videos of 7 to 10 minutes daily, and I will be covering a short topic daily. I will carry on till the course is finished. So my first topic today is the organs of speech, or shortly we call it speech organs. We know that without speech organs, phonetics and phonology means nothing. If I do not talk about my teeth, I can't pronounce fa sound. When I say fa, so my the lower lip goes up and it touches the upper teeth. If I do not talk about my teeth ridge, which in Pashto we call ray, I can't pronounce the ta and da sounds. If I do not talk about soft palate, which is a speech organ, I can't pronounce the letters ka, ga, and ing. These three sounds: ka, ga, and ing. So speech organs should be discussed. If you do not know about the organs of speech, you cannot advance. So my first speech organ is vocal cords. You can see here vocal cords. What is actually a sound? A sound is actually an air stream that finally comes out through my nose or my mouth. For example, just for a sort of understanding, if I place my palm before and near my lips, like that mouth, and if I forcefully utter the letter pa, 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 I can sense some air, my palm feels the air stream. So this is the proof that the sound is actually an air stream that finally goes out through your nose or your mouth. So air stream is important. How sounds are created? First of all, the air stream starts coming from my lungs. The lungs pushes the air stream upwards, and the air stream comes here, which we call vocal cords. Now, what are vocal cords? Vocal cords are two muscular organs. Vocal cords are two sort of gosht se bane hue organs which are like lips, the way we have lips. So I'm very bad at drawing, so I'm not good at drawing or painting, so obviously you will be using soft hand with me here. So the air stream came from my lungs and it reached my vocal cords. Vocal cords are two muscular organs. They are placed in larynx. They are placed here, larynx. Vocal cords are present in larynx. Now when the airstream comes from the lungs to the vocal cords can behave in three different positions. For example, if I say that this is the airstream, if I call this the airstream, and these are my vocal cords. The vocal cords can sort of adopt three positions. First, the vocal cords can come close to each other, like it becomes like this, and the airstream can't go. It repels the airstream. So when the airstream can't go ahead, it means that no sound can produce. So this is my first position. The vocal cords come close to each other, completely block the airstream, and the sound is not produced. So English phonetics and phonology has nothing to do with this position because the sound can't produce. The sound can't go. Like the way is completely blocked. The story is finished in this sort of position. In the next position, the airstream comes. Alright? The airstream comes and here are the vocal cords. So when the airstream enters the vocal cords, the airstream tries to separate the vocal cords. How? This airstream tries to make it like this. But then in turn the vocal cords try to not allow the airstream to go. So in this way we have we have this kind of situation. Now these are my vocal cords. The airstream came, for example, the airstream came here and it separated the vocal cords like this. Now the vocal cords try to come back, like try to connect to each other to stop the airstream, and then the vocal cords have their own go. The airstream then tries to separate the vocal cords again, and the vocal cords does the same. So like this sort of competition does this thing. And we call this competition type thing as the vibration. So in the first position, the vocal cords completely got connected, they completely blocked the way, the sound was not produced, and English phonetics and phonology was not interested in that. In the second position, the vocal cords try to stop the way of the airstream, but the airstream tries to separate the vocal cords, and we have vibration. So the sound is produced but with vibration. The sound is produced with vibration. This, I'm talking about this point. What are the examples of such sounds? The examples of such sounds are these. For example, ba, da, ga. If you put your finger here, we call this Adam's apple. If you put your finger here and utter these three sounds, you will come to know that there is some kind of vibration. For example, when I say ba, ba, I feel vibration. When I say da, again vibration. When I say ga, vibration again. I can witness vibration, feel vibration. Why is this vibration? It is because of this tussle between the airstream and the vocal cords. The third position is this one. When the vocal cords are wide open, when they give a good amount of space to the airstream goes and is not disturbed by the vocal cords. So then we say that the sound is produced but without vibration. What are the examples of this position? The examples of this position are these three sounds. Pa, ta, ka. If you put your finger on Adam's apple, you will see that in pa, ta, ka, the sound obviously is produced but with no vibration. For example, when I say pa, ta, ka, I can hear the sound but I can't sense the vibration because the vocal cords are wide open. If you compare these three sounds with The remaining three sounds that I just talked about earlier, ba, da, ga, you will see a clear difference. Now there are pairs, there are jode, for example, pa and ba, pa, ba. This is one pair, ta, da, this is another pair, and ta, da, ka, and ga, that's another pair. If you put your finger on your Adam's apple, we call this place the Adam's apple. If you put your finger here and you say pa, ba, you clearly see, sorry, so slight interruption here. So if you put your finger here and you utter all the pairs one after another, you can see. So when I say pa, ba, clearly in ba I sensed some additional vibration. Then ta, da, in da we have vibration, in ta we do not have any vibration. Similarly, ka, ga. In ka I do not have any vibration, but in ga I have vibration. So this was all about vocal cords. Now I would be quickly talking about soft palate. Okay, the L stream started from the lungs, it reached vocal cords, which was which is located in the larynx. It crossed the vocal cords, it came here to pharynx. Now I won't be discussing pharynx because pharynx has little importance in English literature and phonology. Okay, it crosses pharynx and then it reaches another organ of speech organ, which is called soft palate. Okay, I'll be talking for 5 minutes about soft palate. What is soft palate? Soft palate is the last part of the roof of the mouth. You can compare it with your tongue. You know, this is like, you can just say, I'm facing, because everything is inside my mouth, so I can't do anything. I can just try to show you with my hands. If this is your tongue and this is actually the roof of your mouth, this is the first part of your tongue. Opposite to the first part of your tongue, here is a place, this, we call this ray or teeth ridge. This is the middle part of your tongue. Opposite to the middle part of your tongue, we have the hard palate. And this is the last part of your tongue. Opposite to the last part of your tongue, you have what? You have the soft palate. So, this is all about the location of soft palate. Vocal cords soft palate makes the last part of the roof of the mouth, 1. It is situated behind the hard palate, 2. And the important point about soft palate is that it can attain 3 positions. 2 are important, the last one is not. When the air stream crosses the pharynx after crossing the vocal cords and reaches the soft palate can behave in 2 ways. The soft palate can remain in the low position. When the soft palate is in the low position, so the way towards the nose is open. Soft palate, when it is lowered, the way towards the nose remains open. It opens, so then we have sounds that are produced with nose. And what are those 3 sounds? Ma, na, ing. Ma, na, ing. These 3 sounds are called nasal sounds. Remember, English have only 3 nasal sounds. In other words, English has only 3 sounds that are created with nose, that are created when the air stream does not come out through my mouth and it comes out through my nose. Now what if the soft palate remains in its original position? When it remains raised, when it is raised, when it is in the raised position, what happens? That the way towards mouth remains open then. In the first position, when it is down, the way towards the direction or the way, the door, we can say the door towards your mouth opens, and when it is in the rest position, the door towards your, when it is in the lowered position, the door towards your nose opens, and when it is in the rest position, the door towards your mouth opens. Now, I just talking about a few examples. So when it is low, passages through the nasal cavity, and we have three sounds: make, ma, na, ing. Example of ma is make. Example of na is nip, and example of ing is sing. When it is and when we have oral sounds, we can have three major examples. These three: ka, ga, ing. If you can't use soft palate, if you don't use soft palate, you cannot utter these three sounds. You can't utter these three sounds. You have to use your talu. We call it talu in Pashto. You have to use your talu if you want to say ka, ga, and ing. So this was all about the first two speech organs. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope this video was informative. Stay tuned till our next video. In our next video, we will be talking about two more organs of speech. Thank you very much.